Good afternoon, YouTube. YouTube, good afternoon. I am currently in Los Angeles, LA, and I'm in my hotel room, and I'm moving here. Not to the hotel room. I am moving to Los Angeles. Just got back from viewing apartments. Actually, I didn't just get back. I just took a nap on the bed. Like I literally walked in the room and I laid down. Let's say this. I was like this, and I just took the meanest nap. Why? Because I was so tired, man. I looked at some apartments today, and I like what I saw. I'm from Rhode Island, and the the uh, the way that the setup was very much different. Um, it's like a community housing, and it was very beautiful. The apartment that I went to had gyms on site. Gyms on site. It had two gyms, and the rent was about 2,600. So almost 2585. I guess based on the market, they always like they're telling like random numbers, and they always like they're saying like you get such a great deal because if you move in now, because the rent's supposed to be 2,770, but if you move in it's 2,600. You're saving X and X dollars. So it's like I'm in sales, guys. Good sales tactic. Right now, just came back, and so this is what I did in order to really make the move. Pretty much what I'm doing is I'm from Rhode Island, and I don't really like the area that I'm in. I just think that there's so much out there and so much that's better for me out of my state, and that's why I'm making the move. And the type of move that I'm making is a pretty dramatic move because I am literally taking all my stability from Rhode Island and taking it and leaving Rhode Island and come to LA. I have a business in Rhode Island, and I won't be operating that business anymore because I'm making the move to LA. And see, it's crazy because it's like that makes me stable. That business makes me stable, where I have a source of revenue coming. I have a source of income from that business, and I'm leaving that to come to LA. And then on another note, the cost of living that I've seen, I haven't really calculated it, but the cost of living is less. Like in Rhode Island, when you talk about apartments, you talking about okay, you got $700, $800 to $1,000 for a two-bedroom apartment. Over here in LA, I'm near downtown. Look, I was looking at like 2,600 to $3,000. I've seen some range like on the lower end of the high end luxury apartments that it was about $3,000, $3,500. And I did say luxury because they label it as luxury, but is it really? I'm not really too sure if that's considered luxury because that's like the norm around here that I've seen, and this is based on information I've seen. I came here. I landed yesterday. So I landed yesterday. This was my plan. Pretty much this is what happened. On Monday, I had you got to take the leap of faith, guys. You got to take the leap of faith that you believe that something better is actually out there and something better is going to happen. You can't always be realistic because you don't know what's out there. If you've never been to LA, like you've been in my position, like I've never been to LA before. This was my first time. On Monday, I said to myself, it's time for me to make a change, make a move. I booked a flight. I went to skiplag.com and I booked a flight to LA for Wednesday. So Monday I booked my flight, figured out my car and stuff like that. And and then Tuesday, got ready, got packed. And Wednesday, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, took the flight to come to LA. And I've been here. Today's Thursday. And today's my second day here. Yesterday was really just like me settling down. Today, I just wanted to go look at a couple apartments, figuring out how I can make money here. you definitely need a source of income. You can't come out here without a source of income, and you don't always have to plan your source of income. You can pretty much figure that out as you go along with your source of income. And I'm not saying make a super decision like sign a lease without having an idea of how you make your money. What I'm saying is that as you go along in your apartment searching and you figure out how you're gonna settle down in LA, that's when you can figure out your source of income. Play it smart, but you don't have to be so realistic where it's like, I don't have a job there, that's why I'm not moving. Well, you gotta look for the job. Like, it's serious. Like, you gotta look for the job in order to make that big move. Some people that I've looked up, I looked up YouTube videos on moving to LA and like moving to California. And some people, they'll pay $800 a month. My apartment is $2,600, and moving in with a roommate. My roommate and I, he's coming with me from Rhode Island, and we've been friends for going on like 7, 8 years now, 7, 8 years, and and yeah, so like we're gonna have to split that 2,600, and you call it 1,300, but it's not really 1,300 because you gotta add the utilities in there. You're talking about your internet, talking about your water, your sewage, you're talking about your electricity. So you gotta um, add those in there. And then when you're planning on how much do you have to pay per month, can you survive out here? What you really have to do is figure out how you're gonna make this money, figure out what your total is, like how much your expenses are gonna be for food, for rent, for car, for gas, for health insurance, for all your expenses, and figure out how you're gonna make this money. I sound like a rapper or something. How you gonna make this money? How you gonna make this money? Figure out how you're gonna make the money, and come up with a plan on how you're gonna pretty much make that money to be able to pay for all these expenses before you sign a lease. So you can't look at your rent and call it expenses. So you're looking at an apartment that's 2,600. You can't look at your rent and call the expenses 1,300 if you have a roommate, because you're gonna have to pay for your car. You're gonna have to pay for food. You're gonna have to pay for going out, because you're gonna eventually start going out if you're downtown LA. Gym membership. And another thing I wanted to bring that up was like the apartment that I was looking at that I was pretty interested in, that rent was 2,600, and but it had a gym on site. It has a laundry. It has a laundry washer and dryer in the apartment. Back in Rhode Island, I didn't do my own laundry. I lived with my parents, and we had the washer and dryer inside the apartment. I mean, not inside the house. But what I did was I still paid the a laundromat to do my laundry. It was easier for me because I was able to just pretty much drop it off and pick it up the next day, and it was already folded and cleaned for me. But moving here, I want to do my own laundry. See, the thing was, in Rhode Island, I didn't. I'm gonna do a part one and part two of this video. So in Rhode Island, I didn't want to do my laundry because I lived with 3 other people, and like clothes would get missing. Oh, my clothes got taken out of the washer dryer and put somewhere else, and so on and so forth. It was easier for me to just know that all my clothes is in one area, clean it, it's clean, put it in my drawer, and go from there. So because I'm living in my own apartment, then it would make sense that I do my own laundry, because I know where everything is. It's my apartment. That's the best thing about getting your own apartment. It's your apartment. So everywhere you put something is there. Every time you put something, it's when you leave is there. And my house, I live with my parents, so I had something in my room. My mom would come in, clean my room. My dad would go in, my brother, and so on and so forth. Stuff was always moving around though in that house. So I'm justifying the rent by how I'm not gonna have to pay for a gym membership. I'm not gonna have to drive to the gym. I'm not gonna have to drive to the laundromat. I'm not gonna have to pay for the laundromat. So this is how I can justify the rent that I'm gonna be paying. So this is part one. Another part two is coming.